So I wanted to make this video mainly because I haven't shared anything about my mental health journey that I was sharing a year or so ago. And there's a reason for that. The reason is I hit a wall in my journey. I hit this blockage and I felt like I couldn't go any deeper or further, and there was just one thing like really stopping me. So I kind of just threw my hands up and was just white knuckling it for the last year, and that obviously did not work very well. I mean, did I survive and still live life? Sure I did. Did I do it well? Absolutely not. So the last couple months, I've been kind of diving into it a lot deeper. I joined a men's group with my brother and met a bunch of other amazing gentlemen that are on the same path, and they have their own trials and their own tribulations that they're going through. And then listening to them and hearing their journey has it's really been beneficial to me. And then my brother invited me over for dinner one night to this group of people, this family. They call themselves the Soul Family. And I didn't really want to go, but my brother asked me to go, and I wanted to be there with him. So I went, and I tried not to be awkward. I tried to be like sociable, because social anxiety that I have is can be a bit much for me. And I went, and yeah, I shook hands, I gave some hugs, and I talked to people, and like I felt their energy, and it was just different than everybody else that I've met. And it was a lovely dinner. I didn't have a whole lot of conversation with people, but enough to kind of become friendly with me. And then they invited me again, and I showed up, and I felt more comfortable, and I just never left. And now I'm a part of that family, that soul family. And they are on this path of being so open to to each other that we can talk about anything with each other. They're going to listen to me, and I'm going to listen to them, and they're going to give me advice or maybe steer me onto a slightly different way of thinking about my trauma and the things that I'm kind of struggling with, and help give me advice. And I've talked to so many of them with so many different conversations, and they let me be vulnerable, and they don't judge me. They don't I'm losing words here, but they literally just support anything I tell them in any way that they possibly can. And that has been such a huge part of the journey that I'm on now. Because a couple months ago, I wasn't in a very good place. I was holding it together the best that I could. I was, again, white knuckling it. And now I've been able to talk about that blockage where I felt like I couldn't go any deeper because there was something stopping it. And I figured it out with the help of that family. And it was compassion. It was compassion for the ones that hurt me or the ones that caused trauma in my life. And I was able to think differently instead of blaming them for these traumas that I have and that I can't release. It helped me to understand that they were going through certain things and that they had no support on. So they were doing the best that they could do, and they were doing what they were taught to do, which was whatever, lash out, all these different things. And I was able to sit there with myself and really dive into that and think about that and fully understand, like, these people didn't have the tools that I have right here, right now, today. They didn't understand nervous systems. They didn't understand the inner voice. They didn't understand the protector. They didn't understand all these things. And they did the best that they could. And I was kind of on the back end of that, of the best that they could. And I took the brunt of that. And that caused a lot of issues with me kind of growing up, and the path that I took with drugs. You know, I was heavily addicted to drugs because I wanted to not remember all that trauma. I didn't want to think about it. I wanted to drown it out. But I got clean, and you know, I did all these things, but it was still, you know, that mental stability, even after getting off of the substances, was harder than probably getting off the substances, because now you're sitting here without being able to, you know, forget about all these things and numb yourself out. Now you have to like think about them, you have to feel them, and you have to do all these things. And I would just bury them because that's what I was taught to do. I was taught to just bury it way deep down and don't even talk about it. So that's what they were taught. They were taught to do that same thing, but also lash out. And I would do that as well. I would lash out and I would be upset. I was always angry and I was all these things. And, you know, I had a really bad day about 2 months ago. I knew, I knew I was activated. And I got up and I just knew it was off. I knew I was activated. I was trying to like center myself, and I couldn't do it. And just this one little thing just absolutely triggered me, and I blew up. And I said some things that I shouldn't have said, and you know, it unfolded into kind of a lesson that it is not okay to lash out at people because you're triggered or you're activated. That's not okay to do that, and it's not somebody else's responsibility to take that. So I spiraled for a good week, and I couldn't see a way out of it. Like, I really couldn't see a way out of it. And I didn't say much of anything to this family about it, and, you know, it wasn't the action that I took out on this person. It was the cause of that action, and that was that blockage that I was having. And so I started talking about that blockage, and again, I was able to understand what that blockage was all about. And it was just me holding on to these raw emotions of hatred and how could you do that to me and why would you even want to do that to me, instead of me thinking about you had stuff happen to you and you had all these things and you had your own traumas that you did not know how to deal with at all. So it came onto me. So I'm learning how to understand that when somebody does something to me to try to hurt me, it's not me that they're trying to hurt. They're hurting. And I'm finding compassion for that person and not reacting and not reacting in a sense of me getting angry at that person that they're angry at me. So that's really what I've been working on this last couple months. And this Soul Fam, the men's group, my brother, they've all really been there for me. And I felt so much lighter and so much freer, so much less anxiety. I would never make a video like this prior to this day because of my social anxiety and my fear of putting myself out there. I don't want to be the spotlight. I don't want to be the center of attention. That's all anxiety to me, but here we are. And here I am making this video and sharing. I know this is a really long video. I don't expect anybody to sit around for this entire video, but I really wanted to share kind of my journey over the past couple months and where I'm at. And I'm in an extremely good place. So if you live in the area and you need to talk to some people, men, I'm saying this for men, and you need a safe place, just reach out to me. We have a great group of men that we meet twice a month, and I think it's like 16 of us, and it's just a great group of guys. So if you're interested in that, just please reach out to me, and I will definitely give you the information. But other than that, I appreciate you guys, your time. Thank you.